Hi everyone, Bob Thomason here, doing a little bit of work on Linux Mint today, and I put together a pretty good, useful idea, at least it's useful for me, so that I can display the IP address of the unit that I'm working on. It displays at all times, and I found that pretty helpful. Idea, a little brainchild that I came up with. So let's go over here and I'll share with you how I came up or what I do to make this happen. So I'm going to log into my Linux Mint system right here. And as you can see, I don't have the IP address. I can find it quite easily. -A, and they use the -A to show hidden files. And here's the file that I uncovered right here, doing a little research. This .bashrc is the file that I want to edit. So what I'll do is type in sudo. So sometimes it's a little easier, especially when I'm doing instruction like I'm doing right now. So nano bashrc, and type in my super secret password here. Okay, the line that I'm looking for, I can go down through here and dig and find it, but I just want to go to and use the Control W that you see at the bottom of the screen there. And it wants to know where he is, and I'm looking for capital PS1. Understand in Windows, and most of you are familiar with this, Windows doesn't care about case. Linux and Unix does, so have to be mindful of case sensitivity there. All right, so I've got two lines here that are possibilities. It'll use this first PS1 instance right here if it can, and if it can't use that, then it comes back and uses this second instance right here. All right, but first of all, I need to determine on this system which one of these lines that my system is using. So the way I did it was to go all the way down. I take this first line here, go all the way down to the end, and I know that it ends with a $sign right here. So I'm just going to type in YYY. And that way it should show up when I log in another prompt and tell me if this is the prompt that I'm using or if it's the second one. So I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to use Control O to write this file out. And then I'm going to bring up another session of Linux Mint, and I don't see the YYY in there, so that's not right. That's not the one. So I'll go back and take this out, and I'm going to go down here to the second line and put YYY in there. Do the same thing. I want to write it out. Control O. I have to read a little bit here. As I say, I'm just getting familiar with Nano, so I have to kind of pay attention to what I'm doing. All right, so now I'll log back into Linux, and there's my YYY right here. So that way I know this is the prompt that's being used by this program here. Oh, just as a side note right here, if you're noticing what I'm doing here, the telnet sessions or the SSH sessions, terminal sessions, I'm using NZO Lite. Now, NZO Lite is a program that I purchased. I've used it, and I use it quite a bit in my business. But you can do the same thing with PuTTY. PuTTY is free. NZO Lite you have to purchase, but PuTTY is free. So if you want to get a copy of PuTTY or familiar with that, already have a copy of it, then use PuTTY. It'll work just as well. All right. So now I'm going to go down here. I know this is the line that I need to change quite by, no, I don't want that. Now, here's something that I did just then that I shouldn't have. And I don't think Control Z, justify spell, Control X, and I don't want to write that. I made a mistake in this line right down here, and I don't remember what it was, but I don't want to save the file that I'm working on. So I'm going to come back into it, and I'm going to go back down here to PS1. Let's just do a Control W. PS1. Here we go. All right, now I had saved the YYY, don't want that. It was just a backslash that I took out, but that's fine. Take that stuff out right there, the YYY. I'm going to go ahead and comment out this line. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but I like to comment out a line and not edit that line or destroy it. You'll see that I've got a copy of it in this second line right here. I will take a copy of this second line right here. That doesn't help me any. Okay, I'm going to take a copy of this second line. I'll post it. I'll paste it in the description right here so that you can see everything that I've done. Because I've done some coloration changes too, and you can study that. But what I've done, in order to add this information in there, I had to insert this line of code right here, this host name minus capital I, and insert it with the $sign and all the information. Again, I'll have this in the description below, but I insert it at the end of the line right here. That way, and here it is, here's the code that I put in right here. And what that will do is, I'm going to do a Control O to write this. Yes, I do want to write it. So now, if I bring up a session, look at there, right there. There's my IP address. So my IP address is always available for me to look at. I'm going to stick the line of code, this PS1 line of code from this particular project. I'm going to stick it in the description down there so that you can use that. You can study it. If you're doing this, you're familiar with Linux, or you're getting familiar with Linux, so some of these things can be helpful to you. But I just wanted to share this with you so that this might be of value. As always, if you like this, hit the like button in the video down there. Drop down and hit the subscribe button as well. I would appreciate that. And leave me comments on some other projects that you would like here. I've done some stuff recently, did one on Raspberry Pi using FlightAware. If any of you are familiar with ADSB or interested in that, then watch the video that I've got on that on this channel. So with that, I appreciate it, everyone.